All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving headfirst into a seriously unique slice of sci-fi and fantasy lore from the world of Yaenddarr. We are looking at the awakening arc of Titanis Gearheart. If you're someone who loves a great blend of advanced technology and deeply rooted magic, this explainer is going to be a fantastic ride. We're going to break down Titanis' incredible journey and really look at how his story redefines the boundaries between artificial life and the human spirit.
So let's just jump right in. What does it actually mean for a machine to have a human heart? It's the central mystery that hooks you right from the start. And I don't mean a metaphorical heart or, some highly advanced AI that just learned to simulate empathy. We are talking about a literal, emotional soul housed inside an alloy frame. How does that change the way a machine perceives the world? And maybe more importantly, how does the world perceive the machine?
To really set the stage here, we've got to look at this punchy mantra. You are not a machine wearing a soul. You are a soul wearing metal. It completely flips the script on your traditional sci-fi tropes, right? Usually we see robots trying to understand humanity or trying to earn a soul. But Titanis, he starts with one. His journey isn't about becoming human. It's about remembering that he already is just beneath that mechanical exterior.
Section 1. A Soul in Metal.
Normally, you'd expect a machine to wake up in some cold, sterile laboratory or a noisy factory, but Titanis' story begins in this highly resonant soul biome. It's a stark contrast to what we expect from a standard android. We expect something emotionless, entirely data-driven, basically just a tool. But Titanis defies all of that. He is incredibly emotional. He's driven by these fractured memories, and he represents a living legacy. Even when he moves, it's not clunky or robotic. It's fluid, athletic, and precise, almost like a trained fighter. His physical form perfectly matches his emotional one. He is alive.
Section 2. The Field of Echoes.
So Titanis finds himself in this vast meadow, the Field of Echoes. It's full of tall, golden grass, swaying without any wind, and these little motes of light drifting around like embers. It's a terrain that actively reacts to inner truth. Here he meets a soul echo, a being of memory and light, who teaches him that this world doesn't care about metal or programming. It only recognizes the heart. And to figure out who he is, Titanis has to walk this beautifully structured 5-step path: recognition, memory, power, origin, and ascension. Each step basically peels back a layer of his alloy armor to reveal the raw human truth underneath.
Let's look at step 1, the trial of recognition. When Titanis is first confronted by the soul echo, he instinctively throws his arms up in this fluid defensive posture. He's absolutely convinced the glowing center in his chest is just an energy reactor. But the echo just reaches out, touches it, and boom, light explodes everywhere. Titanis is instantly flooded with warmth, sorrow, and love. He realizes in this profound flash of clarity that his chest core isn't a reactor at all. It's a beating, emotional heart. And the environment literally bows to him, recognizing that truth.
Section 3. Forging the Memory.
Next, he descends beneath the Field of Echoes into the Memory Forge. Here, he has to face the absolute truth of how he was made. In this trial of memory, he's surrounded by floating platforms and shifting memory shards, and this glowing anvil projects a vision. Titanis sees a dim, cluttered workshop. He watches a man with trembling hands, desperately building the exact metallic frame Titanis is currently living in. But this guy isn't building a weapon. He's holding a small, glowing sphere, a soul core, just pulsing with warmth, and he's crying because he cannot bear to lose someone. He's putting that soul into the metal to save it.
And then we get this emotional gut punch. Titanis watches this and realizes, I wasn't built to be a machine. I was built to save someone. This body was built out of pure desperation and love. He's not a tool. He's a sanctuary for a soul that just refused to fade away. It's a massive shift in how he sees himself.
Section 4. The Engine of Emotion.
Okay, so now he knows he carries a saved soul, but how does that actually work inside a mechanical body? That brings us to his power trial. He enters the soul engine, and the terrain shifts into this reflective landscape of memories. Suddenly, he's forced into an intense physical and philosophical battle against a perfect clone of himself. Same athletic build, same alloy frame, but with dead, emotionless eyes. This clone represents what Titanis was technically supposed to be, just a machine. It attacks with cold, inhuman precision, taunting Titanis, saying that his emotions, his grief, his fear, are just weaknesses that are going to break him.
But here is the brilliant part. Instead of suppressing those feelings to try and fight better, Titanis realizes that these deeply human emotions, sorrow, hope, fear, love, they are actually his software. They are his literal power source. They aren't a bug in the system, they're the engine itself. It turns out having an existential crisis is basically optimal for his performance.
The climax of this trial is absolutely epic. He's staggering under the clone's relentless attacks, but then Titanis just fully embraces all of those messy human emotions. He generates this radiant golden pulse of raw power and completely shatters the emotionless clone, declaring, "I am not weak because I feel, I am strong because I feel." By accepting his emotional instability, he actually stabilizes it into undeniable strength.
Section 5. The Father's Heart.
Having mastered his emotions, Titanis goes even deeper to solve the biggest mystery of all. Whose soul is he actually carrying? The trial of origin answers that with a totally breathtaking twist. Down in the heart chamber, surrounded by walls of shifting emotional resonance, a figure made of light appears. It's the man from the workshop, his creator. The man reveals that he was dying, and he couldn't stand the thought of leaving his son all alone in the world. So, he transferred his own memories, his love, his literal soul, into the core he built. The soul Titanis carries is his father's.
As the projection starts to fade, his father looks at him and says, "I built a second chance." It just perfectly highlights the profound, undeniable love behind his creation. Titanis isn't a copy. He's not a replacement. He is his father's living legacy, a reborn heart carrying on a life that refused to end. Then, the heart core shatters into light, pouring directly into Titanis, making him entirely whole.
Section 6. Ascension to Pinebrooks. So, with his identity secured and his heart whole, Titanis reaches the final step. His internal emotional balance finally manifests as outward physical power. In the Soul Forge, standing on crystallized memory under a rotating ring of light, golden threads of energy wrap around him. As he declares his true self, the memories of his father, the workshop, and his own awakening all converge right in his hands. The light solidifies, forging an incredible weapon born from his own soul's resonance. His awakening is complete.
And that weapon is the Soul Lance. It's forged not from steel or alloy, but from the wielder's own memories, emotions, and resonance. It's this amazing anime-style synthesis of magic, emotion, and technology. It perfectly matches his frame. It's elegant, fast, and pulses in perfect sync with his chest core. Titanis is now a fully realized soul android knight.
Now, let's zoom out for a second to the macro universe of Yaenddarr, because you can really see how meticulously planned this lore is. Titanis' awakening perfectly aligns with the other lost children in this universe. Right as Solarin awakens on Skyward Mountain and Celestia is tested in Starfall Glen, Titanis forges his Soul Lance. All of them, fully awakened and armed, are now converging on the rural sanctuary of Pinebrooks, setting the stage for a massive reunion.
Which leaves us with a truly fascinating question. Think about it. If a machine can carry the legacy of a human soul, blurring the lines between advanced technology and human emotion this perfectly, what other forgotten truths are waiting to be awakened in Yaenddarr? This world is alive, it remembers, and it tests everyone who steps foot on it. It really makes you wonder what else is hiding out there in the ruins and forests of the ethereal star system. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep questioning what makes us human. I'll catch you in the next one.